What is up? What is up? All right, good enough. Hopefully, I don't have any food in my teeth. You know what I mean? Uh, I just had some barbecue for lunch. It's pretty good, pretty solid. Haven't had some barbecue in a while, so figured I had to go get some. Anyway, I tried a couple different things. I tried the pulled pork and the brisket, which I'm partial to pulled pork, so I liked that better. Um, and I also got two sides, coleslaw and beans, and I'm very picky about my coleslaw, so I liked the beans better. Just an FYI. If anybody wants to know what I had for lunch today, so you know, but I don't know. Is it hard? I mean, is it kind of hard to screw up pulled pork? I mean, I've had some pulled pork that didn't taste the best. I'll say that. But this, it was nice and tender, which I like. Anyway, so no cooking for me today. I took the day off of preparing things, in the kitchen and making more dishes and stuff while I'm trying to get caught up on other things, which I am. Thankfully, I feel like I'm on the edge of the spring whip. You know what I mean? Like, especially since we've gotten a couple nice days. Even on Super Bowl Sunday, like I was outside doing like some light chores. You know what I mean? I just had to get out of the house. It was just too much for me to want to be inside all day. Just kind of gets boring doing that. Anyway. Um. Oh, who is that SNL character? And she's like, "Yeah, it was boring. Yeah, it was the most bored. It was the boredest I've ever been ever. That lady. Penelope, is that her name on the character? Oh gosh, that kind of reminds me of some of those Dateline episodes that you watch, and it's like, where did they come up with these lies and why? Like, what is the purpose? Because then it's like, you just lied such a dumb lie that anybody could go fact check or see is not that you made up, right? But it's like they do it to just have some kind of thing else going in their brain. It's like a little squirrel in their mouse on the hamster wheel or something. I don't know. I don't get it myself. But for them I guess it's entertaining. But I do enjoy that my regular afternoon dateline viewing has been interrupted by the Olympics because I do enjoy watching the sports and the sportsmanship. 10 of Wands, dragon. Hmm. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Somebody's had it up to dragon breath. Somebody have dragon breath out there? What's going on, guys? After lunch, you can always brush your teeth or carry one of those little mouthwash with you or something, right? Where they used to sell the banakas. The banakas. Uh, so I think became popular the Listerine strips, because then they just dissolve and you don't have to have the liquid, leaking out in your purse or your wherever, right? Okay. Judgment. The three-headed dog here, guarding the gates. So I feel like somebody is not sure if they're going to pass your judgment, collective, because you already have the 10 of Wands. So with a certain situation, you're like, like that's something that you think is wanting to be my burden, but it's not. You know what I mean? Where it's like it has nothing to do with you. Anyway, let's see here. The Fool card. What a fool believes. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. I feel like collective, if you have a past with this person, they foolishly think you're going to bypass judgment on their behaviors. And yeah, they want to kind of manipulate your emotions. Queen of Cups. Okay. If you're the feminine energy. Okay. And like 10 of Wands, especially if you're the masculine energy and you've put forth this effort and that effort and this effort. You could be a feminine in masculine energy as well, especially if you're putting forth effort and the other person isn't, right? And then, oh, they think you're going to be the fool again and not judge what they already did when you put forth the effort. It's like, I'm pretty sure I already put forth the effort and it was not a wise investment. So now that you're manifesting wisely, a la the name of the channel, right? A la the name of the channel. You're like, I'm not your fool. You know, and you can call me a fool, but that doesn't mean I'm foolishly gonna go and hang out with you. Period. Period. You know what I mean? What, these people think they can like kidnap you and tie you to the chair, and you know what I mean? It was 10 of Cups. And you know what? That is literally what the guy did in the Alfred Hitchcock Hour episode that I watched the other night. Because he was so obsessed with him being able to have a captive audience. And as the Hitchcock came on after the program, he explained that his new residence at the prison, yes, he would be well attended for, right? That sort of thing, okay? So, Ten of Cups, Leviathan. Again, this is the type of thing where somebody wants to interrupt your happiness, and they think that you're gonna flood into memories of, see, look at that on the bottom. See, I'm just saying, they think you're gonna flood into memories of this and that, and they're gonna be like, oh, remember when da da da, and remember when da da da, and remember when da da da. Yeah, I remember. So does the insurance company. So do the video cameras. So do the police. We didn't forget. We didn't forget. So, you know. Go complain to somebody. Go complain to somebody more sympathetic out there. Right? You know, I mean, I think that's kind of, this is where it's like you're not that fool. You know, how many times have you seen so and so and they start talking about the same old situation and you're like, yeah, I've heard this story before. I know where this goes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And at the end, we're praising Jesus and we're asking for donations. And hoping our mascara don't run like Miss Tammy Faye's. Right? You know what I mean? Oh. Should we do the fake pat? Remember, see, some people missed out seeing all this stuff on TV, right? In the old days, they had to go out to the tent revivals to see this kind of stuff for entertainment. In the 80s, we had it on TV, right? They walk up, oh, I've been touched by God now. And they all pass out as soon as the pastor gets up there and taps him on the body or the head. Oh. Now, I'm not saying that, right? And I bet you believe that some of those pastors like, yes, the healing touch, right? Yeah, that's how some of these pastors got in trouble, right? Who was the one? Was it Hart? Was it Hart? The last his last name? And with got in trouble with the model or something. I don't know. And then he had Jessica something. And then he had to go on. This is before Bill Clinton, y'all, right? And then he had to go on and apologize to everybody. Oh, I'm weak in the flesh, right? I'm just saying, watch out there, because donation season might be ringing true for some of these folks who've gotten themselves into their own little troubles, right? Toils and troubles. Okay, because instead of toiling and laboring like the rest of us in the real world, like at a job or something, right? They were out there doing scam and forgery and theft 101, 202, and maybe 30 plus years for some of them if they get in good enough, right? Uh, right? I mean, it's like, I know we got a little backlog of some stuff, but somebody might uncover some details that some other people that are actually getting paid to do their jobs, right? Mm-hmm. 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 Queen of Swords. You're like, yeah. You're like, is it in the paperwork? Is it already? Oh, it's not. Oh, come back to me when you're prepared. You know what I mean? This is the equivalent of somebody trying to turn in their homework, right? Before it's complete. And they're like, well, but I'm turning it in 2 days early. That doesn't mean that you completed the assignment. Because if you did, you would have confidently turned it in, right? And we wouldn't have had to have a little parade about it. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Again, well, it's Aquarius season, by the way. Maybe that's why these air sign cards have been coming through so heavily in the last few readings. Specifically looking at things logically, not giving a hoot if other people cannot comprehend it in their brains. Okay? Does not compute. Does not get a calculator. Learn the basic one, then maybe they'll give you a scientific calculator or an accounting calculator. Have y'all ever tried to use any of those products? Right? It's a big bad world out there. Right? Besides this motion. Right? Or this motion or that you know what I mean? All right. Ooh, Scorpio. Death card on the bottom of the deck. Ten of Wands, having it up to there, and it's like, so putting a stop to anything that causes that kind of stress, I guess, basically. All right, let's move on. I'm going to pull some angel cards, okay, to go with this tarot. Archangel Zachiel on the bottom of the deck. 10 as well, but the first card was a 10. Anagata Devita, anybody? Iron Butterfly. How come Iron Butterfly didn't play in the Super Bowl? How come Vanilla Fudge didn't play the Super Bowl? It's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, there's somebody that's not in it that people are going to complain about it, right? Can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. Ricky, not Ricky Martin, right? Anyway, Ricky Nelson, Garden Party. Ricky Nelson was as big as Elvis, believe it or not, especially in TV land, as he was a teenage heartthrob who later went on to continue performing music before later his sons gave us Nelson around late 80s, early 90s. Oh my God. That was the epitome of the biker look with the leather and the long hair and the studded stuff. I mean, this was almost kind of like the height of 80s glam, but like in a different, in a fashion. Anyway, Nelson was like not as wild as, like Motley Crue. You know what I mean? They're a little more PG. Anyway, and if you guys watch that one movie on Netflix, what is it called? The Dirt? Yeah, exactly. Lord Ganesh, number 29. 29. Anyone out there celebrating their 29th birthday this year, right? Removal of obstacles, clear path ahead. Yeah. And he's all smiles. He's like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. You know why? Because he decided, well, you hit the 10 of 1, so now you might have to see my dragon face. Okay? And the dragon face says, I ain't worried about y'all no more. That's what that's about. My goodness. All right, what else we got here? Well. Speaking of, I mean, dude, he looks like he could be at a Nelson concert right now, except he has short hair. Archangel Michael, numero uno. Okay. Clarity, truth, and protection. So, as others might be going through Judgment Collective, just know that you are protected, okay, by your angels, such as Archangel Michael, okay? Before somebody wants to throw all their crud onto you, right? Put on your little, like, okay, Archangel Michael protection, right? And, because sometimes it's like, what does that have to do with me? So step aside while I continue on my journey. You know what I'm saying? For some of you, that's what part of it might be. Not participating in the circus. Okay? Hey guys, we got discount tickets to the Roman Gladiator Bloodfest Part 57. Right? I'll be like, dude, I'll pass this year. Yeah. I mean, you can always watch it on film Barabbas is a good one, right? Spartacus, you know, I always have those gladiator scenes. It's like, yeah, kind of rough out there. Kind of rough out there. You know, and that's when you're like, well, it's like, oh, you're either a gladiator or you're a spectator. No, I'm not. I'm not even entering the stadium. I don't want to participate. You know, walk on by. You ever hear that? Walk on by. Pop, 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 pop. Walk on by. Okay. And it's not saying like be uncaring towards the world, but again, when we're talking about that reciprocal stuff, how some people never figure out how to reciprocate. Okay, that's where you have to you need to keep walking, keep going. This isn't your stop. You have to keep going. You have to follow the direction that you're given. Melchizedek. I can never say that right. Anyway, spiritual development study and the law of attraction number 23. Who wore 23? Mm-hmm. Who was the person that benched Michael back in the day, right? Don't they feel foolish now? Ha ha ha, right? Whatever. Okay. Neither here nor there. That didn't stop Jordan. That didn't stop Jordan, did it? He did not make his sophomore year, high school. He didn't know he was going to college. He didn't know he was going to go. He played for the Tar Heels, right? He didn't know he was going to go do that. Not where he started at. But, if Michael Jordan could grow hair, but, he's bald, so, he probably still shaves it anyway. You know what I mean? You'd see those wisdom hairs come out. It's like, oh, yeah, right? Maybe I shouldn't have been so hard on myself back in the day because I did know I was going to make it, right? Don't be so hard on yourself that you join the Greek chorus. Do you know what a Greek chorus is? Please go look it up. When we go in and recite the Passion Play, what does the crowd say? Crucify him, crucify him. Where's the lamb? We need our lamb. How else will we be entertained with all these lions about? Spiritual development. Saint Francis, namesake of our last pope, right? The Latin American. That was controversial also. Did you know? Did you know? St. Francis, animal communication, activism, and service. 22. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. All right. Are y'all old enough to remember Love Connection? If you're not, please go out there and watch some episodes on YouTube. I am sure you can find some somewhere. Chuck Woolery gave us 2 and 2. Okay. Right? Not everything needs to be a fight, does it? When St. Francis was our Pope, right? He kind of opened the doors to some groups of people where we were always fighting with, always fighting with, always fighting with. He took a different approach, didn't he? Trying to foster a love connection in humanity. Is that not what Jesus tried to do? Love your neighbor as yourself, the golden rule, all that jazz. Ten of Cups, ultimate happiness. Again, you're gonna, right? Francis is like, okay, I understand this happiness game. Okay. Now we're going to try and get other people to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because what is he doing? He's out there showing people that it's accessible to anyone who believes. Because the material world doesn't want you thinking that way. They want you thinking you'll only be happy if you have this and if you have that and blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying none of those things are, aren't any good or, don't make, life possible, right? Sorry, not all of us are Amish, I mean, like, if horse and buggy is your way, then you need to go that way, right? Like, whatever. Anyway. What is happiness? Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Up, 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 and get down. That's not my generation on the Super Bowl show. Yeah, it's not meant for you. It's for the next generation. Pepsi. You ever hear it? Sorry you missed seeing The Who for 75 cents back in 1960 whatever, right? But the rest of us would like to see the biggest, supposedly, one of the biggest selling artists right now for free in our living rooms. Okay? Is that okay? You know what I mean? When the TV program, when. Oh, you got a TV? Cool. Guess what they didn't have in 1910? They didn't have TVs. Go talk to your grandma and great grandma about it and see if they care about your complaint about the Super Bowl right now. You know what I mean? People be like, I don't speak Spanish. You know how to speak Spanish. You know the words taco, burrito, and quesadilla. Come on now. And everybody knows what a friggin' margarita is. So I don't want to hear it. Good grief. There's people out there that think Puerto Rico should be a state, y'all. Hey, did you know that? Did you know that? Island Paradise. 18, Mother Mary. Purity of heart, conception, and faith. Yeah. That's what I got out of it. Out of that halftime show, it was, for him, what I think it was a celebration of faith. And he even showed how he knew he was going to be kind of, vilified or martyr, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, through the symbolism of the crucifixions and the things, and then how he was, resurrected, and he was taken off the cross and then resurrected, anyway. That's what I got out of it. And no, I don't know all the songs. When I heard he was going to perform, it's like, I already knew, it's like, I probably wouldn't know all the songs. Okay. And then guess what? I went on with the rest of my day. I didn't sit down and cry about it. You know? I mean, he was just featured on the Grammys, y'all. It's not like the kid came out of nowhere. You know, maybe y'all just don't pay attention to music. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't remember Louie Louie. They couldn't figure out the words to Louie Louie. Government watch list. Louie Louie. Oh, we gotta go. Yeah. Yeah. Government watch list for the rest of their lives because Louie Louie. I think we're more technologically advanced as a species. I would like to believe. But hey, you know. We all have a little faith sometimes, right? A little faith. In the future. Yeah. I mean, aside from, I heard some people had to pay to be on the field there. They paid like thousands of dollars. Anyway, it looked like the people that were participating were having a good time. Right. Which, you like to see. You don't want people running around slouching their heads during that. Anyway, I thought it was going to be a tighter game. I thought it was going to be more like, oh, we don't know who's going to win. And to me, it felt very lopsided. So it didn't really have my full attention, I guess, as some other folks. But anyway, if you want a recap of just specifically what I thought of the halftime show, you can watch my very short, less than 3-minute video I made this morning. So, because of how people have been talking about it, and I think a lot of people were missing the point. So, I felt compelled to share my view, impression, and anyway. Putting that stamp on it. Stamp. It's like the little passport book. Right? And if you want to think about it, we are all visitors here on Earth. Right? Until we get called away for the next whatever dimension. Right? We're going to be entering. Hopefully, it's with the one that you religiously pray to, right? Since it's spirituality channel over here, not trying to leave anybody out, and we certainly did not today with Lord Ganesh. Okay? Again, Lord Ganesh, Archangel Michael, Melchizedek, St. Francis, and as one of my Baptist college cohorts said to me, what's the deal with Mary? Because I was Catholic, so we have Mother Mary, number 18. Mary is not the revered character in many Protestant denominations. So, in case you're wondering. Which I didn't realize until, for some reason, when I started hanging around these non-denominational groups, Christian faith groups, whatever, at college. Like, they were fine and everything, but they were very, had a problem with it. You're worshiping Mary. You're worshiping the saints. You're doing this. It's like, I didn't come here to sign up to be your little bad bunny getting paid Super Bowl money sacrificial lamb. So you can take your Baptist bullshit and shove it where the fucking sun don't shine. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I am a Catholic, and oh, I guess I'll have to tell the priest that I swore. Maybe he can say a prayer for me, and then I'll say a few of my own. Yeah, some of us were raised on it. We didn't just, become Catholic a few years ago because, our wives are, or our husband, or we had to get into this school, so it was easier. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. Anyway, who does that song? Oh my God. I can't. It's not Natasha Bedingfield, is it? It's somebody else I want to say. Anyway, yeah. Tap into the magic. Go for it. Fertility around the corner, spring, the resurrection, Easter, after. See, this is what I'm saying. All you gotta do is open up the calendar and see what Bad Bunny was trying to tell us. From that aspect of it. I'm not gonna say the entire thing, but I'm just saying. I also saw some dude do a cross in the Olympics, but he did it backwards, and I'm like, oh. Anyway, maybe he forgot his right from his left when he was excited in the moment. But I was taught the Catholic way. So, when I do it, that's why I do it that way. Anyway, to each his own, etc., etc., etc. Okay. I am gonna watch some more Fabulous Ice Dancing. There's 3 U.S. teams within like the top 10. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, bye.